Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do We Don't Kill Spiders by Black Caravan in combination with Scout Comics, made by Joseph Schmalkes, if I'm saying that correctly. Yeah, writing in the art. So, I have been eyeing this for a while now. It looks interesting. The name is, grabbing me. So what is this about? Well, this is in a comic in the Viking age, and there is shit happening. Of course, so we're going to dive in, and I'm going to tell you if it's good or if it's bad, and then I'll give you my verdict. So, we go to, in a small house, we have a family, a Viking family over Viking is probably not the right word, more like Norseman, and the husband or the man in this house hears some screeching, and he goes outside, and his daughter is telling him, hey, maybe you should take an axe, and then he says, well, no, it's probably unwanted visitors, and I'm going to check it out, or maybe the wind. So when he goes outside, he sees something, and he's getting beheaded immediately, and then there's a figure, and then, well, that's that. These people are gone. Switching to the village itself, and it's called Chapter 1, The Last Death Witch. There is a Northman coming here, and then the guard says, hey, we don't want you here. There's no work. Then outsiders are not welcome. You need to go back. And then he says, stand out of the way and let me in, because their jarl, who's basically their king or something, has summoned him, and so they're letting him in. And then we meet the jarl and his, concubine, his wife, and he says, welcome to my house, and sit down and have some delicious meat. And it seems that this guy, who's called himself Bjorn, is coming from, I believe, another town, and he has, let's say he's a detective. He is here being summoned because of the murders, and but he is also very, what's the word I'm looking for? He notices things. He noticed that there is good stock, there is delicious ale, and people are dressing well, and their men are well fed, and he wants to know why he's here. And then the Jarl explains basically that there is something wrong in the village, and that there is, let's say for the last couple of years, the village is prospering, and everything is good. Years ago this was a bad time, and now there is murders going on. There's families are being decapitated, and there is some weird stuff going on in the houses. There's symbols and blood everywhere, and the Jarl says, well, can you help me with this? And Bjorn says, tell me what happened. How does it came to be? And who is the suspect? Well, so the Jarl says, I know who is this. It's an outcast called a Volva named Revna. And I believe a Volvna is, I believe, witches, I presume. And so a while back, he decided that they need to die because their magic and their dark arts, they are forbidden, and they are offended the gods, and the sentence is death. And but the witches are, very aggressive towards him, because they say, "From the hell with you lot! When you needed us, weren't we always here?" And then the mother, I believe this is the grandma or the oldest crone, they explain that it takes, for a life to create, we need to take a life. That's how it goes. And the Jarl knows that. But so the crone says, well, you are angry because you are losing a few livestock, and you needed our practices, but then now that a couple of animals are died, then you want to get rid of us. And so she says, what you sow today shall return tenfold upon you, Jarl Ulf. That's his name. And this whole wretched village. So the crone dies. The mother dies as well, and the mother basically curses the village about what they are done, and she says, you need to leave my daughter alive, because if not, then you're never going to be in Valhalla. So the Jarl decides that the little one called Revna is being led alive, and but the men are a little bit hesitant. Well, why don't you kill her? She said this, we have enough. The price has been paid, and if we are killing her, then we probably anger the gods. So he says to Revna, you are now banished here. I declare you Skogarmor, and you are no longer welcome here. Skogarmor is, I believe, banished or not welcome or something like that. And so she can never return. And then, well, she's now all grown up, and the Jarl thinks that she is now wants to have revenge on the village about what has happened in the past. Before we go any further, I want to speak a little bit about the art. I think the character models are fine. They are not really offensive. They look actually okay. The problem that I have is the backgrounds. That's the thing for me. We see a lot of, lines everywhere. I mean, this thing here, this panel, I can do this. I'm not a artist, but I can draw this. I can draw all these lines and all these scratches. I can draw some shadows. I can this here. I mean, look at the backgrounds. Where are the ornaments, the statues, the braziers with fire? Where are they? It's just empty, and it's all. Oh wait, we have a line here. Let me fill it up, and then we have more lines and more lines and more. Oh wait, I have more lines here. I'm gonna draw this as well, and then oh wait a minute, I forgot the background. So well, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna draw more lines here. I really don't like that. I mean, the atmosphere is there. The character models are good, but I don't know. There is so much lacking when it comes to the detail, and with detail I mean making the world richer instead of I add more lines in this panel here because otherwise it feels empty. Well, add some stuff in there. I mean, this is the Jarl's home for God's sake. I mean, this place should be, I don't know, there's some carpets should be on the floor. There should be people walking around with beer and ale and talking and singing and whatnot. Or stuff, furniture, or stuff on the wall. You know what I mean. Anyway, moving on. So he says, oh yeah, well, the good part is, going back to the story, the Jarl, well, let's say, the Jarl he believes in Odin, he believes in the gods, and he says, asks Björn to not only help him with that, but he says also that his people are afraid that they are not going to Valhalla. And Björn says, I feel men place too much stock in their gods these days. Superstition becomes valued over logic. So it seems that Björn has, how do you say, forsaken the gods, if you will. He doesn't believe in gods anymore. He's a man of logic, and that's why he is very useful to the Jarl. And the Jarl has heard stories about Björn the Faithless One, and he says, you are a man who is not devout. And Björn is a man of logic. He is calm and he is stoic. And but at the end, the Jarl asks him to help him again, and he says, I'm the man you hired to discover who did these crimes. Because the Jarl also, before that, says, if you discover who did it, you can kill him, him or her. He says, well, I'm just a guy who figures out who did it. I'm not a murderer, so I'm not going to do that. So he says, well, I need to do some research. I need to go to a place where the murders happen, and somebody needs to show me. So the Jarl says, here's Eric, and Eric will help you with it. So they go to the house where the people are died, and then we see more hatching, more lines. But that's besides the point. I made my point about that, I think, maybe a little bit more later. And So the Jarl, Bjorn discovers that there's runes or symbols, and there's a shackle in the middle. And then he says to Eric, bring me to her, and or says, where's the location? And Eric says, well, what do you mean? He said, don't act stupid. I know the village still uses the witch services. You know where to find her. So it seems that the Valna is still used for magic or otherworldly stuff. And so he goes into her house and he basically questions her. And Varna says, or Valna says, show me what you have seen in the house. But before she says that, she is here. He asked Bjorn are you here to kill me? Well, said, no, I'm here to find out what's happening in the village. And basically he also says that the Jarl still wants her dead because he is the #1 suspect. And she also explains that that there are sigils, that there are parts of life and things that Bjorn doesn't understand, because Bjorn is faithless and she smells blood on him from the past. So that is for me interesting, because this stoic, calm, rational man has a past. We don't know what, but there's hints here, there's seeds here. I like that. The writing is pretty good. And then Bjorn does this. He swats the spider. He kills it. But then Valna is getting upset. I said, why you do that? She said, you talk about innocent blood and then you do this. Bjorn the Faithless, there is more than your understanding of this life. And he says, I'm not here to offend. And then Valna says, the people, they fear me. They fear me because I'm a necromancer. I'm a blood witch. And but she is going to help her, because if she's not going to do that, then, well, the people and the Jarl will come for her and kill her. But then she shows Bjorn what she can do. She can summon things back to life. She says, to use my gift, I must take a life to give life. It's the part of the cycle. She also explains that the spider is her family's sigil. There are wolves, there are bears, there's eagles, different sigils. My family has only one rule. We don't kill spiders. So, okay, that's coming back. That's probably important later, but it's also, you know, the title. Anyway, so they go to the place where, you know, the families are killed. But then the Jarl comes, and the Jarl is not very happy with what's going on. He said, Bjorn, what are you doing this? Why bring you this witch in my house? But the witch says, you cannot come in. I have to perform a ritual, and I have need of sustenance. And sustenance, she means, you know, animals. You know, she needs life to perform the ritual. And but Bjorn assures the Jarl that it was a necessity, and that the witch is going to try to help her, or to help them. But then she is using the spell, and then stuff like this is happening. And I like what the Jarl is saying to Bjorn. The Jarl says, I said, discover the murderer, not bring death itself to my town, and you use my men for this ritual? And he says, Jarl, I've seen her do things I cannot explain. She is willing to help solve this. I believe she will help. You forsake the gods, but in this you believe. That's actually a good point. So, yeah, there's more to it than we know. And then, I'm not sure if I'm going to show you the last page, but let's say things are going south, and there is something there in the cabin. And I'm going to reveal you that part in the next issue. We don't kill spiders too. I have that. So, summing up, what do I like? I like the quality. I like the paper stock. I like the colors. I like the scene, the atmosphere, the story. I do not like parts of the art. It needs more detail in different ways. But the story, the writing, it's really good. It's really exciting to read because you want to know what's coming next. And I also love the balance between Bjorn the Faithless and the people are in this world, you know, these Vikings, these Northmen who are, you know, living believing in Valhalla, in Thor and Odin and the Norse gods. Their lives are, you know, how do you say, is surrounded by faith. It's the belief. It's part of that this century that of you know, Northmen believing in God. And I wonder why Bjorn is not believing anymore, why he's becoming rational. So overall, yeah, good stuff. I liked it more than I thought it would. I mean, when I looked at the art, I thought, I don't know, maybe I made a mistake. But then on the other hand, the art is good. I mean, the character models, but the backgrounds could use some work. Overall, very good book. I like it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. More new stuff is coming soon. Bye-bye.